Hey guys, Second Funk back again. I just wanted to show you guys a quick video. Like I said in my last video, I only got 4 albums from the flea market this week. I didn't take my lucky charm with me, so I only got 4. They're all jazz. Again, because that's what this guy is good for. He's good for jazz. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, he has other music, but it's pretty run-of-the-mill. Nothing really obscure. So this is another update to my Sunday obscure jazz flea market finds. Starting off, I found this one. This is Vaughn Freeman, Have No Fear. Interesting LP. Let me take out the plastic so you can see it. Interesting about this guy, just reading the book that accompanies it on the back. I mean, look at all that writing. But it's interesting. It goes on to talk about how Vaughn, when he was a child, that he took his father's gramophone, his RCA gramophone record player, and cut the horn off of it and drilled holes, and then that was his first musical instrument. So he started out making instruments that way. And then it lists a whole lot of cats that he used to work with, including, and I know you're not going to be able to see this, but I want to see if the camera can focus in on that. Can you see that says Sun Ra Orchestra? So this guy played with Sun Ra. I did not know that. It definitely probably wasn't one of the house members of the band. But the reason why I got this, and I haven't heard much, heard of Vaughn Freeman. The reason why I got this because it was on a unique label, Nessa. Let me see if I can adjust my camera down. So that's a little bit better. Now it's bright. Bear with me. Trying to brighten this down just a little bit. There we go. Autofocus. Here we go. So it's on Nessa, and it says that it's a label out of Michigan, but everything on it says Chicago. So I don't know what that's about. It says Nessa Records, 5404 Chicago. I know probably you serious jazz guys know the story. Oh, well, you know, it started out in Michigan, and towards the late 70s they moved to Chicago because of and as a result of, and I'm pretty sure that's the story. But this vinyl was clean. It was on Nessa Records, which I've seen an LP beat the shit on Nessa before, so I never got it. That was years ago. So I was happy to see another record pop up on this label, and I had the opportunity to get it. I listened to it, and it's actually pretty good. The first song, which is a long song called Mr. Lucky, at the end of it, I don't know what's going on with the autofocus. It's just going to be one of these autofocus days. At the end of the song, you kind of get a little Sun Ra-esque. That saxophone and maybe for about 12 seconds, and that's it. It doesn't show back up. You hear no more Sun Ra ooze out of this LP except for that 12 seconds. But I mean, God, it just resonates through the rest of the LP. For me, it stayed in my head, and I'm happy. This is definitely a solid addition to my collection. The rest of it is just, you know, your typical avant-garde jazz. Maybe a little free from time to time, but definitely a good pickup. I'm not sure. I haven't even researched it beyond that to see like what it's worth, what they go for normally. So I'm not sure, but I wouldn't put it at the top of your list, but put it on your list for a rainy day. If you're running out of jazz to buy. This next one that I'm so glad that I was able to get, and I forgot to start my timer, so I'm definitely gonna have to keep this short. My man, Johnny Hammond Smith, and I'm not gonna say too much about this. I'm not going to say too much about this because Johnny Hammond Smith is one of my, what I consider catalog artists. And what I mean by that is that I have artists that I go after everything that they have on wax, with the exception of when they appear on various artists, hits of the 70s shit. I don't do that. I don't do too many reissues of his best. I will do a label his best, like a prestige best of Johnny Hammond. I'll do that, but I won't do like a Pickwick or upfront best of Johnny Hammond. I won't do it. But I do. He's one of my catalog artists, and I'm trying to go after everything that he has. I'm done. I'm done with the autofocus today. It's probably the lighting, so let's take it off. There we go. So, yeah. So I'm not going to say too much about it because he's my catalog artist, and I want to showcase all the pieces that I have of Johnny Hammond. As you guys know, or don't know, he was one of the few jazz artists lucky enough to team up with the Mezzel brothers. He teamed up with them. I think his first LP with them was Rhodesian Thoroughfare. Or no. What am I talking about? Gambler's Life. And on Gambler's Life, there's a song called Rhodesian Thoroughfare. And if the intro to Rhodesian Thoroughfare is the interlude on Erykah Badu's Bag Lady. Dun 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 dun. And the beat just intensifies. The melody intensifies throughout the whole song, Rhodesian Thoroughfare. And it's just, it's funky. That's what the Mezzel brothers, that was their thing. They were the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis of the 70s, believe me. And they didn't team up with a lot of jazz artists. I cannot for the life of me think of some more jazz artists that they teamed up with. But Johnny Hammond did 2 albums. He did Gambler's Life and he did Gears. And Gears is just wow. Moving on. So you guys will see a Johnny Hammond catalog showcase from me about him later. First LP on this label. I think when I showed my Black Jazz, no, I didn't show Black Jazz. I think I talked about Doug Karn on Black Jazz, and somebody made a comment and asked me, it might have been Fatback. I don't know if it's Fatback. I think it was one of my guys out there on the West Coast. This is either the teacher or Fatback. Said, do you have anything on Black Saint? Well, buddy, you spoke it into existence because I was able to get a Black Saint LP this past weekend. Check that out. Old and New Dreams, which as we know is Don Cherry, Dewey Redman, Charlie Hayden, Eddie Blackwell. That's their group. And this is nice too. This is real nice. Free, not too free. Avant-garde, not too avant-garde. Really nice, and it has the polygram. Well, I took the autofocus off, but I don't know, the PSI, the polygram, whatever, import stamp on it. This is very nice. All of these guys at one time played with Ornette Coleman, the Ornette Coleman, and these guys, they try to play a lot of his stuff on this one. There's only one song that they did of his, one of his originals called Hand Woven. And that's the only one. Let me turn the autofocus back on so you guys can see this. This is interesting. The way that they tell you the time of the song. Autofocus on. Look at the times. They're giving it in inches and feet. Give me a minute. There we go. See that? Hand woven. 6 foot, 53 inches. Dewey's Tune. 5 foot, 52 inches. Isn't that weird? These guys were out there. This is what the label looks like. Beautiful, man. Love this label. Black Saint. Autofocus tripping. And the back. So this is my first Black Saint, and what a good one. What a good one, man. I'm happy to pull that. I think I have one more. How many was that? That's 3. Oh! Yeah, okay. There we go. Turn this autofocus off again. Last one is a Blue Note. Later Blue Note. Alvin Jones. Merry-Go-Round. very, very funky. Well, no, groovy. It's groovy. It's not funk. But for if any of you guys make your own beats, I'm gonna throw you a bone. There's a song on here called Round Town. The opening riff, or whatever you want to call it, melody on the song Round Town, for what I understand, has not been sampled. Check it out. You might want to look at that as using that as a sample for one of your beats. If you do it and you hit it big, can you just shout out my video? That has to be a sample in hip hop at one point in time. Or that's not what I meant to say. This has to be a sample. If it's not already somewhere, which I don't think it is, it needs to be. Round Town, the first little melody, how it opens up. Alvin Jones is a drummer, of course, and I mean, what else could I say about him? There's the blue note. So that later blue note. There's a song here called Who's Afraid also that kind of showcases his drumming. As you guys know, he's one of the jazz drummers that's considered to be a pioneer. One of the jazz drummers that is considered to have influenced the way people play the drums during jazz. So I was happy to have that. And that's all I have. I'm going to make another video. I got some funk and some soul music. Nothing too valuable, but it's just stuff that I want to show off that I'm going to show you guys in my next video.